The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Wilder versus Ortiz predictions. And I think this one is going to be entertaining. We'll start this one off with Complex Gentleman since I think we can all see where he's
Who you
got?
Wilder's going to win by spectacular KO. I just think it's like what round is it?
Certainly not going to outbox him.
No, yeah, he doesn't. I mean, look, if you knock a man out, you outbox him to me. That's it. If you on the ground, you got outboxed, brother. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really want to hear about style. This ain't tennis. You don't get style points. You get knocked out, right? So to me, he's the best boxer. He knocks you out, brother. I don't know what to tell you. But no, I think this is the thing. I think Wilder. So let's run it back a little bit. Wilder, after the Fury fight fell apart, he had his mandatory coming up. But the question was, where is he going to fight? And they went to DAZN and they offered him the $120 million deal and da-da-da-da-da. And then he said, nope, I'm not taking that. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to fight on my own platform that I choose. I can fight on Fox. I can fight on Showtime. I can fight on whatever. And
he ain't fighting on Showtime.
Let me finish. So anyways, he fights Stavern and knocks him out. Joshua's fighting about a week, about a month later. Before the week of the fight, Deontay Wilder puts out a video saying, I'm running it back against Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. Before Joshua fights Ruiz, right? This is what I think he planned on doing. He planned on beating planned on beating Ortiz, then planned on beating Fury, because he thought that Joshua was going to win his fight, and they were going to kind of build up into a mega fight, right? So I think Wilder's coming into these fights with an agenda. Wilder's like, you guys say these are my worst performances, and they were. And he's like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to beat these guys so impressively, you can't even question my resume and say that, well, yeah, you won, but this guy almost beat you, or this guy you had to draw with. So he's like, I want those fights back. And that's why I respect Wilder a lot, because where he could run, he has the belt. He doesn't have to fight these guys. He could run, he can fight whatever, but he's choosing to fight these guys. He's fighting Ortiz again because Ortiz almost had him out in the 7th round and was impressive. So he's like, I'm going to give him another chance. I think he's going to knock Ortiz out in under 6 rounds. I think he might even try and go for the first round. But I think Wilder is coming in. Him and his team know something. They're like, look, Wilder didn't look good those fights. We're going to come back and prove to the whole world that Wilder is the man in the heavyweight division. So his worst performances, we're going to turn him into his best performances. I think he's going to knock out Ortiz. I think if Fury makes it to the ring in February, which is, I don't know, because Fury be playing mad games, I think he knocks him out as well impressively. So you can even book me. You could book me for both predictions. I think Wilder's going to knock out Ortiz this weekend. I think it's just a matter of time. I think Ortiz does look good. Ortiz has lost some weight and he's whatever, but I still think Wilder's going to finish him. I think
What punch does Wilder knock him out with?
The last punch? I mean, he's going to clip him with the right hand and then he's going to finish him.
Behind that.
He's going to hit him in the front of the head and make him think he got hit in the behind the head. But, look, there's two hands in boxing, so it's either the left or the right. He's got to hit you with one of them. He's going to hit you with the right, and he's going to finish with the left hook.
And you're going to count that left hook as being a knockout.
That's fine if you want.
Why
whatever.
not? Why not?
Look, he's going to fall on his face on his back. Whichever one. Well, Ortiz is going to go down. Then he's going to knock out Fury, and I think he's going to be the best boxer in the heavyweight division when he eventually fights the winner for
a prediction for the fight coming up this week, not your fantasy.
I gave you I gave you the next 3-4 fights, so book
Those
it.
are fantasies. All right, Trill,
So I got for this fight. First of all, I want to say much respect to both guys. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to Deontay Wilder and much respect to Luis Ortiz. I hope both guys are able to make it out the ring okay and make it home to their families okay. That being said, I don't want to see this fight. I don't want to see this fight at all. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't something that I wanted to see, and I don't think nobody else wanted to see this either. That's why they got my man Leo Santa Cruz in there to pack the house. Leo stepping up. He's moving up.
Leo selling tickets.
Yeah,
Are we gonna how much pay-per-view is Leo going to sell? That's what we need to know.
I need to know how much he's making off of this. He should be making the lion's share, and he's moving up in weight class too. He's moving up in weight class.
Just saying, bro.
Yeah, so this is I'm impressed to see how Leo Santa Cruz looks at 130. That's who I really wanted to see. Listen, we all know what's going to happen in this fight. But so this It's just the same as what happened the last time. You know what I'm saying? When you were sitting in there and you're sitting there joking with a guy about like, how old are you really? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what y'all talking about at y'all face off. How old are you really? You know what I'm saying? Is this what y'all talking about? Listen, we already know Deontay Wilder. I really can't wait to see what Leo Santa Cruz does in that fight because he's the one that's really selling out that fight in Vegas.
All right, G.
Man, listen here. Your man Wilder, right, is gonna beat this brother by a left hook. I agree with Complex. And this is the reason why.
Will the right hand land first? That's all I want to know.
Of course, the right hand's gonna land first.
No,
I'm
gonna say this. I'm gonna say.
They gonna say he dropped Tyson Fury with a left hook.
Yo, he was going down with that right hand anyway.
I'm gonna say this.
The left hand might have woke him back up, honestly, because he was out, and then he knocked him with the left hand and woke him up.
The left was so soft it wouldn't go back up. It was like rock and pillow.
I truly believe this. I honestly believe that Luis Ortiz is a drug cheat, you know, and just like the first fight, he was on the juice, you know, talking about, oh, I don't need to cut weight, you know, I'm already a heavyweight, why I need to do that? I'm being honest, this dude did a quick transfer. He looking like he on the AJ plan right now, you know what I mean? So just
Watch
like a month ago,
G.
I'm just saying, just a month ago, he had the beer belly. Now he looking like Nelson Mandela in his prime.
He was wearing a fat suit because he knew that was the only way he could
Taking
get
bats in HGH, dog.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, and if he really does have like a heart condition, right? Let's just say he actually does have a real
blood
legit,
pressure.
Like, oh, that's what it was.
It's
Oh, high blood
blood
pressure.
pressure,
Oh, all right,
yeah.
pardon me. I mean, but like if it's like blood pressure to the point where he has to take medicine for it, then clearly that should show in his performance, unless he's on the juice.
Stop it.
I'm
Anyways,
on Vipamil, and I've been working out so hard that I end up losing 30 pounds working hard in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on Vipamil. That's my high blood pressure medicine.
That doesn't help you in any way.
Nah.
Whoa. So how about this? With Ortiz in the first fight, the reason why, you know, they say he got caught taking a banned substance is because he admitted saying that taking that the blood pressure medicine caused him to use the bathroom so much that he dropped so much weight. You know what I mean? And so it's like they classify it as a diuretic that boxers cannot use. I think he used the same thing for this fight because I don't know how he transformed his body that fast, especially at a guy that age. It just seems real odd to me, but whatever. You know what I mean? Especially if you like in your mid-40s, whatever, your metabolism
50s.
slows, 50s, whatever age he's in.
No, whatever age he's in, he's active though.
Yeah. Man, listen,
So
your
how about this?
metabolism drops.
So how about this?
So I'm just saying, my overall argument is I don't see him really being a threat. And from what I've seen, his showing, there's only one clip that I just recently seen of Luis Ortiz where I was like, yo, he actually look all right. But again, it was just like a quick clip of him and his trainer doing combinations on the mitts. And it wasn't like, oh my goodness. But the ones that we seen previously, I was like, damn, this dude looks really, really bad. Like he's literally food for Wilder. But now I'm like, all right, maybe it could have been like a hustle to, you know, or maybe now he's stepping it up promotion-wise to show to people like, hey, I am a top contender. I am a legit opponent for Wilder to sell some tickets. But before then, I was like, yo, man, this dude's looking horrible. I don't hear what y'all are saying. You know, like he was gassed out. He was moving slow. Even when PPC did that little show, whatever, where they were showing him
when
training.
he did 5 miles on the mountain, bro.
5 miles.
When he did 5 miles on that mountain, bro.
He was gassed out in that first fight.
Yo, that was him running. Like, that was Nelson Mandela running. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, come on, man. It was horrible. So I'm being honest with you, Wilder. If you want to try out your left hand, this is a good fight. For real, this
Just go southpaw.
You might as well just try it out. Just try it out. You know what I mean? Like, yo, go for the left hook. Matter of fact, pull a Kovalev, man. Just knock him out with the jab for all we know. Who cares? Like, he's at that age now where anything you connect with is going to damage him.
I want to hear what your predictions. I want to save Ned for last.
You know what that's called for? He's like, you already know you playing with that BS.
My thing is, this is a tough one to predict because the last time they fought, Luis Ortiz only had 5 weeks to train. He went in there and, as we touched upon, he was on the high blood pressure medicine, and he still gave a great performance against Deontay Wilder. Well, let's compare his body to the way he's looking now. He's more shredded. He brought in Larry Wade. Wade, some of you may be familiar with him he helped KSI train, and KSI got the victory over Paul Logan. Logan Paul, whatever. But basically, Larry Wade is a respected trainer who helps these fighters get in shape. I would point out a few things. One, you could make the juice argument if, let's say, his body had changed drastically. What I see is someone who was forced to change the way that he eats based on his circumstance. Now, if he really does have high blood pressure, which I would think someone his age, his size, I believe he has high blood pressure. Now, if he has high blood pressure, the doctors are going to tell him to change his diet. Mm-hmm. So if he has to change his diet, that's naturally going to lead to him changing his physique, especially if he has a full training camp. Then he brings in a guy like Larry Wade, who has him weight training for the first time. And anyone who knows anything about weight training, when you first start weight training for the first time, you put on a lot of muscles quickly because it's new to your body and you haven't been exposed to it. Whereas if you're someone who's been training for years, you're lucky if you can put on like a pound of muscle. It becomes more difficult because your body becomes accustomed to the work that you're doing in the gym. So if Luis Ortiz is doing new things like weight training and certain things he's never done in his camp before, that's going to yield drastic results because he's never been exposed to that type of training. So with that being said, you factor in he has a full camp. You factor in he has Larry Wade. You factor in he must eat right because of his physical condition. Then you factor in he's facing a guy who isn't very technically sound. If Ortiz does show up in better shape, Wilder could be in trouble. The downside is Luis Ortiz is trying to make history. He's trying to become the first Cuban heavyweight champion of the world, and that's okay. But he's also trying to become the oldest man to ever win the heavyweight title. And that's where I don't know if he will succeed. I don't know if a 50-year-old man will ever be heavyweight champion of the world. And so for that reason, I'm going to have to roll with the younger, stronger, fresher fighter, Deontay Wilder. But if there ever was a time I wanted to be wrong, it's right now.
How is he gonna win though? Come on, say it. Left hook.
I'm like, I feel insulted you even asked me the question. He's gonna win by a right hand. He's gonna hit whatever punch Luis Ortiz goes out by. It's gonna be started by a straight right hand.
Knockouts all across the board.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, y'all. What's going on, bro? Earlier this year, we saw Manny Pacquiao become one of the oldest champions.
Still went the Manny route.
Yes.
I see what go ahead. I salute that. Go ahead.
Towards the end of the year, before we wrap up 2019, we're gonna have two of the oldest champions in boxing. I'm calling my man, Luis Ortiz, King Kong Ortiz, knockout Deontay Wilder this Saturday, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be spectacular.
So you got Luis Apartheid Ortiz winning.
Yes, he's gonna be smoking
With the Manny
cigars after this
That's what's
fight.
up.
Right.
After this
The
fight,
first Cuban heavyweight
Yes.
champion of the world. The
Guys,
same
guys.
year we got the first Mexican.
We're missing the most important question. Who's gonna have the best Jerry curl? You saw
Wilder got rid of his. Wilder
Wilder got
got rid
the
of
S curl. He got rid of it.
I think he cut it. Didn't he cut
Did
it?
he? I don't know.
He cut it.
Who's gonna have the best S curl in the?
No, I think Wilder cut his. I hope Wilder.
Well, please let us know in the comment section who you think is gonna win. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Just say what punches Wilder gonna
It's
end
the
up with.
boxing, bro.
The last
That
time,
should be the debate. How is he gonna knock out?
What punches are gonna be?
You're right.
No,
What's
actually, in the
gonna
first
be?
fight, he dropped him with the uppercut too. That was the first knockdown. Then the last knockdown, he just started pummeling him and he fell down. So he's got an uppercut.
Yo, it's a buffet, baby.
It's a buffet.
Yeah,
son.
Cuban. It's all Cuban.